Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Maria Garcison and welcome to our course Methods of Research.
Today, we're going to discuss the essential factors for effective research and the characteristics of a good research. Now let us discuss the essential factors for effective research. There are three basic factors for a research to be effective. These are men, money, and materials. These three factors are important for a scientific research to be effective in realizing its specific objectives. There should be a balance in resources for these major factors to achieve fruitful results. First is money. From the start of your schooling up to the end of your research work, you always spend money for research undertaking. In the undergraduate level, expenses are not as high as in the graduate level. In the graduate level, a research must have a budget for research consultant, and that is optional. A statistician, optional also, materials and supplies, advisor's fee, encoders, research assistants, and other miscellaneous expenses. Excluding the higher costs of tuition and miscellaneous fees, the graduate researcher will also incur expenses for comprehensive examination fee, thesis proposal materials and oral defenses, pre-final defenses and final oral defenses, including the advisor's fee, thesis committee's fee, research consultants, a statistician, encoder, research assistants, traveling expenses, supply and material expenses, and many other incidental expenses. Next are materials. These materials may include the computer equipments, supplies, folders, index cards, writing materials, and other facilities. It also includes the availability of data, genuineness of the data. Again, in the undergraduate level, the cost of materials is not as expensive as in the graduate level. And lastly, a researcher needs personnel to assist him in the conduct of his research. No matter how simple the research is, if you are an undergraduate student, you need your teacher as your advisor. Sometimes you need the assistance of your dean, other teachers, statisticians, editors, and coders. But most especially, you need the members of your team to be able to put up a good research output. Research in the undergraduate level is more of a team research than an individual research. In the graduate level, the researcher needs his advisors, his dean, his faculty members to assist him, his co-employees, his superiors to give him their moral support, and most of all, the respondents who will respond to the instruments. Whether in the undergraduate or graduate level, public relation and good dealing to all people are incidental parts to research undertaking. Now our last topic is about the characteristics of a good research. According to Thomas and Nelson in 1996, a good research must be systematic. Problem solving is accomplished through the identification and labeling of variables, and is followed by the design of research that tests the relationships among those variables. Data are then collected that, when related to the variables, allow for the evaluation of the problem and hypothesis. Next is empirical. The researcher collects data on which to base decisions. Any conclusions drawn is based upon hard evidence gathered from information collected from real-life experience or observation. Next is valid and verifiable. This implies that whatever one can conclude on the basis of the findings is correct and can be verified by others too. Next is rigorous. This characteristic ensures that the procedures followed to find answers to questions are relevant, appropriate, and justified. The degree of rigor varies between the physical and social sciences and within the social sciences. Next is critical. Careful, precise, and critical judgment is the most important thing a researcher should possess. The researcher will have enough confidence if his research is critically made. Next characteristic is replicable. The result of the research with all the important data that have been gathered must be replicated to enable the researcher to arrive at valid conclusive results. The more replication of research is, the more valid conclusive results will come up. Next is reductive. The researcher takes individual events or data and uses them to establish general relationships.
That's all from now. Thank you and keep safe.